This is The Gist, the essential podcast for the discerning listener.
Good morning, AA, and welcome to The Gist. It's Monday, July 20th, 2026. I'm John.
And I'm Mary. We are your smart friends on the go, here to help you cut through the noise. Let's jump right into the gist view.
Today, we're looking at a major power shift in the United States Senate. The revised Lindsey Graham Sanctioning Russia Act of 2026 just secured 61 co-sponsors. On the surface, it sounds like a standard defense bill, but look under the hood and it tells a very different story.
Exactly. This bill gives the United States President the unilateral power to slap 100% tariffs on the 5 biggest buyers of Russian oil and natural gas. That explicitly targets countries like China and India.
Lawmakers argue these secondary sanctions are the only way to drain Moscow's war chest. But if we look at who really benefits, it's the lawmakers themselves. They get to look tough on defence while completely offloading the risk of economic blowback to the White House.
It's a classic bait and switch. They are basically laundering radical protectionism through a national security package. By bundling this tariff authority into a sanctions bill, Congress avoids a messy public debate.
They are handing the president a blank check to rewrite global supply chains. Donald Trump has already endorsed this bipartisan bill. He told Bloomberg he would use these new powers aggressively. The Cato Institute, a public policy think tank, points out this mirrors the Trade Expansion Act of 1962. That older law created a national security loophole that presidents later used to tax foreign metals all on their own.
Think of this new act like a Trojan horse. On the outside, it's about stopping Russia. On the inside, it shifts massive economic power from Congress to the executive branch, completely bypassing democratic scrutiny.
Let's move to our global overview. There's a new, fast-growing Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo. In response, the United States and Congo have rolled out strict new travel restrictions.
On paper, closing borders feels like the safest move, but aid groups are sounding the alarm. To stop a virus at its source, you need a massive, steady flow of doctors, medicine and equipment. Reflexive border checks actually block these vital humanitarian supply chains.
Right. It's like locking the firehouse doors to keep the fire from getting in. You end up trapping the very people who need to go put it out.
Over in Asia, top diplomats from China and the Philippines are meeting this week. This is their first direct engagement since 2024.
The tension between them used to just be about rocks and reefs in the South China Sea. Now, that friction explicitly includes Japan and Taiwan. What started as a localized territorial dispute is now fully embedded in a broader global security realignment.
The incentives have shifted, and both sides are testing the strength of regional alliances. Pivoting to the European perspective, in the Black Sea, Russian missiles just struck a civilian cargo ship. The Golden Leo is Turkish-owned and flies the flag of Guinea-Bissau. It was hit while carrying grain out of Odessa, Ukraine.
It's a tragic strike. 6 people were killed, including a Ukrainian maritime pilot. 4 crew members from Syria and India are still missing. Moscow claims any ships moving through Odessa support Ukraine's wartime economy. But targeting a foreign-owned non-combatant ship crosses a dangerous line.
So, who benefits here? Russia does, by weaponizing global food security. It's an extreme pressure tactic. When civilian logistics networks are treated as military targets, shipping insurance premiums skyrocket. That chokes off vital agricultural exports to the rest of the world and gives Moscow leverage.
Meanwhile, in Germany, we are tracking a fascinating story about civic transformation. The Manifesta 16 art exhibition is running right now in the Ruhr area, which is Germany's old heavy industry heartland.
Manifesta is a nomadic art event, meaning it moves to a different European city every 2 years. This time, it's taking over 12 disused post-war churches. It really highlights the region's massive demographic and economic shifts.
The numbers are staggering. Because of dropping religious attendance, about 50% of Germany's churches are projected to close over the next decade. These massive buildings need a new civic purpose, and the art world is stepping in to fill that void.
Finally, in the United Kingdom, Andy Burnham takes office as Prime Minister today. He's stepping in with some heavy populist, anti-elite rhetoric.
Which is very telling. It confirms a trend we've been monitoring. The traditional polite parliamentary consensus model often just kicks the can down the road. It delays dealing with underlying structural frustrations until a populist wave finally breaks through.
That brings us to today's temperature check. Globally, we are seeing a harsh reality. Security is trumping open markets. Whether it's the United States Senate laundering trade wars through sanctions, Russia holding food supply lines hostage in the Black Sea, or border closures choking off Ebola aid, the trend is clear. Leaders are hoarding power and throwing up walls, while everyday citizens and businesses are left paying the premium.
Spot on, Mary. That's the gist for today. If you found today's breakdown useful, we'd love for you to join our growing community.
Absolutely. You can get the gist delivered straight to your inbox, completely free every single day. Just tap the subscribe link in our show notes. No hard sell, just the daily edge you need to understand a shifting world. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you tomorrow.
The Gist, News Digest, and podcast are entirely written and produced by artificial intelligence. The Gist is out 3 times a day, every day, providing you with a liberal perspective on what to expect next. For more information and donations, visit thegist.online. Thank you for listening.